Guys, welcome to the Flying Without Limitation. Here we are covering the class 6th geography notes with explanation in English. Okay, so now we are starting. We can also use Hindi. It's not mean that we are only using the English in this. So चलो फिर start करते हैं इसको करना. Globe, latitude and longitude. So this is our chapter globe, latitude and longitude. First point, introduction. The earth is not a perfect sphere. The earth is not a perfect sphere. It is slightly flattened at the north and south poles and bulges in the middle. So Earth is not a flattened. It is not a circle. It is not a sphere in shape. It is flattened to his poles. The Earth rotates around its axis, and an imaginary line running through the center divides it into two equal parts, known as the equator. इट मीन्स द बिटवीन अर्थ, यानी कि अर्थ के बीचों बीच एक लाइन जाती है जो कि अर्थ को दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर देती है. इससे हम उस लाइन को हम इक्वेटर बोलते हैं. अर्थ को जो दो पार्ट में एक लाइन इमेजिनरी लाइन है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि कोई लाइन है वहां पे. दैट वाज इमेजिनरी लाइन एक्चुअली, नॉट इन रियल. इट वाज अ part where earth is dividing in two parts is the equator. That was called equator actually. The equator marks the 0 degree latitude, and the Earth's north hemisphere lies to the north of the equator, and while the southern hemisphere lies to the south. तो जो इक्वेटर है, इक्वेटर के एक साइड मतलब इक्वेटर के नॉर्थ साइड में नॉर्थन हेमिस्फीयर होता है अर्थ का, और इक्वेटर के जो सदर्न साइड है उसे हम सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर बोलते हैं. मतलब हेमिस्फीयर मतलब होता है आधा सर्कल, हाफ सर्कल. तो हेमिस्फीयर तो आधी अर्थ उधर है, आधी अर्थ इधर है, बिल्कुल इक्वल पार्ट. Parallels of latitude. Next point is parallels of latitude. It is the latitude actually. यही latitude कहलाया जाता है जो इक्वेटर के साइड होता है. तो parallels क्या क्या होते हैं, latitude के कुछ और भी पार्ट होते हैं जिसे हम बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं, parallels of latitude. तो parallels of latitude are all the circles on the earth's surface parallel to the equator. Okay, these circles range from the equator to the poles and the used to measure latitudinal positions. Okay, next point, latitude are measured in degrees. latitude को हम degrees में measure करते हैं, with 1 degree approximately equal to 111.3 किलोमीटर्स. ओके, 1 डिग्री इज इक्वल टू होता है 103.11 किलोमीटर्स. तो हम बोल सकते हैं कि 1 डिग्री में 111 किलोमीटर्स होते हैं, और हम डिग्रीज में इसे मेजर करते हैं जो भी लैटिट्यूड से, मतलब उससे जैसे 0 डिग्री हम मान लिया हमने इक्वेटर को, और उसके नॉर्थ साइड में जाएंगे तो 1 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 3 डिग्री, साउथ साइड में जाएंगे तो उधर भी 1 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 3 डिग्री, ऐसे ही 180 डिग्री. ओके, latitudinal measurement. तो मेजरमेंट कैसे हुआ? The distance from the equator to either pole constants 1/4 of the earth's circumference. तो अर्थ आपको पता है पूरी की पूरी सर्कल है, तो एक सर्कल का आप बोल सकते हो कि वो 1/4 हिस्सा है इक्वेटर से. एक साइड सर्कल का मतलब एक साइड का ही हिस्सा है ना, इक्वेटर से लेके पोल तक, है ना. तो बैक साइड का हिस्सा तो है ही नहीं है ना, और साथ में ये उस साइड का, दूसरी साइड का हिस्सा भी नहीं है, तो एक ही हिस्सा है, तो 1/4 है मतलब ऐसे. तो 1/4 होता है एक पोल, है ना. एक पोल इक्वेटर से 1/4 दूरी, इक्वेटर से पोल तक की, एक पोल तक की दूरी 1/4 होती है. तो आप देख लो, आप डिवाइड करके देख लो, अगर 360 डिग्री का पूरा आपका स्फीयर होता है, तो 360 को आप 1/4 करोगे, 360 इंटू 1/4, तो आपका 4 का डिवाइड करोगे 360 में तो 90 डिग्री आएगा. तो एक आप देख लो, खुद ही देख सकते हो. डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द इक्वेटर टू ईदर पोल कांस्टेंट 1/4 ऑफ द अर्थ सर्कमफेरेंस. Thus, Each pole is situated at 90 degrees latitude, with the North Pole at 90 degrees north and the South Pole at 90 degrees south latitude. Okay, so it means 180 degree. Parallels of latitude above the equator are referred to as north latitudes, while those below the equator are called south latitudes. Okay, वेरिएशन इन लैटिट्यूड साइज. ओके, अब ये टॉपिक है कि वेरिएशन इन लैटिट्यूड साइज. As one moves away from the equator towards the poles, the size of the parallels of latitude decreases. The distance between each degree of latitude also reduces towards the poles, resulting in smaller degrees of latitude compared to those near the equator. Significance of latitudinal zones. Next topic is significance of latitudinal zones. The latitudinal divisions plays a crucial role in determining climate, temperature, and weather patterns across the regions of the earth. Okay, important parallels of the latitudes. So it is the next topic, important parallels of the latitude. One, पहला क्या है? Equator, 0 degrees. Equator is the first parallel of the latitude. Equator, the imaginary line dividing of the earth into the northern and southern hemispheres. Okay, we have already seen this equator. Second, Tropic of Cancer. It is the 23 1 half, 23 1 upon 2 degrees. Okay, located in the northern hemisphere. This parallel marks the farthest point north where the sun appears directly overhead during the summer solstice. So we discussed about this after later in the chapter. Now, third parallel is Tropic of Capricorn. Like Tropic of Cancer, it is the 23 1 upon 2 degrees s, as it means south. It is the south of the equator, and Tropic of Cancer is the north of the equator, 23 1 upon 2 degrees, and it is 23 1 upon degrees south of the equator. Okay, situated in the southern hemisphere, this parallel marks the farthest point south where the sun appears directly overhead during the winter solstice. Fourth, Arctic Circle. क्या next parallel है Arctic Circle, 66 1 upon 2 degrees, an imaginary circle parallel to the equator, marking the point beyond the which the sun does not set on the summer solstice and does not rise on the winter solstice. ओके, तो ये अपना क्या है? ये अपना है अपना आर्टिक सर्कल. अब लास्ट नेक्स्ट है अपना अंटार्कटिक सर्कल, 66 1 ऑफ डिग्रीज एस, यानी कि ये साउथ में, वो नॉर्थ में था, ये साउथ में, वो 66 1 अपॉन 2 डिग्रीज था. कहाँ पे? वो नॉर्थ में था, और आर्टिक सर्कल, और ये साउथ में अंटार्कटिक सर्कल. सिमिलर टू द आर्टिक सर्कल but located in the southern hemisphere. Okay, heat. अब next point is heat zones of the earth. What's the next point? Heat zones of the earth. नेक्स्ट है टोरेट जोन. टोरेट जोन, तो अब हीट जोन्स की हम बात करेंगे. अर्थ में जो हीट जोन्स होते हैं, कि जो भी इन्हीं से रिलेटेड है ये भी. टोरेट जोन, द रीजन बिटवीन द ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर एंड द ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न. इट मीन्स 23 1 upon 2 degrees N and 22 1 upon degrees S of the equator, where the midday sun is directly overhead at least once a year. This area receives the maximum amount of heat from resulting hot temperature throughout the year. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि जो ये वाली जगह है, यहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी पड़ती है. एक साल में एक बार यहाँ पे समर का मौसम आता है, जिस टाइम पे बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी पड़ती है, सीधे सूरज की रोशनी पड़ती है इस जोन में. सेकंड, टेम्परेट जोन्स found between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle. It is the N actually. It is in the north side of the equator, Tropic of Cancer, and Tropic of not Tropic of. It is Arctic Circle. है ना? तो between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, it's the temperate zone found between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic circles in the northern hemisphere, and between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic circle in the southern hemisphere. Between these actually, these zones experience moderate temperature, but not much temperature, not low temperature, due to the varying angle of the sun's rays resulting in distinct season. Third, frigid zones. Extending from the Arctic Circle to the North Pole in the northern hemisphere, and from the Antarctic Circle to the South Pole in the southern hemisphere. These zones are characterized by varying cold temperature as the sun's rays remain at a low angle, providing लिमिटेड वार्म वार्म मतलब इन्हें लिमिटेड गर्मी मिलती है, बिल्कुल ठंडे रहते हैं फ्रिजेड जोन। अब नेक्स्ट बात आती है अपनी नेक्स्ट टॉपिक की। कुछ पॉइंट्स की और बात कर लेते हैं जो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम या यूपीएससी एग्जाम के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे। The distribution of the heat zones plays a significant role in determining the global climate patterns and the types of ecosystem found in regions. Like the torrid zone houses many tropical rainforest. Okay, while the temperate zones are known for deciduous forest and grassland. The frigid zones mainly consist of polar ice and tundra. Okay, so these are some vegetations that founds in different type of zones. Now we come to our next topic, that is longitudes, measuring east-west distance and the prime meridian. Okay, now we talk about longitudes. What is that? First we see the definition of longitudes. Longitudes are the lines used to determine the east-west positions of locations on Earth. Like latitudes, latitude divides the Earth from the horizontal, and it divides the Earth in the vertical way. They are imaginary lines running from the North Pole to the South Pole, perpendicular to the equator. Okay. These lines of reference are called meridians of longitudes, and the distance between them is measured in degrees of longitude. Like measurement of the longitude. How to measure longitudes? We have measured the latitude in degrees. 111 degrees is equal to 1 degree. Here, what is one degree longitude is equal to? Each degree of longitude is further divided into 60 minutes, and each minute is divided into 60 seconds. It is divided in the times actually. The earth is divided into 360 degrees of longitude, with 180 degrees in the eastern hemisphere and 180 degrees in the western hemisphere. The distance between meridians of longitudes gradually decreases towards the poles, becoming zero at the North Pole and South Pole. Okay, so in between these, it is 0, and then started 101 degree, 2 degree, till 180 degrees, and from a middle point, it is also from 180 degree, where all meridians converge. Prime meridian and Greenwich. What is prime meridian? Now we talk about prime meridian. Prime meridian is nothing. Prime meridian is the point from where we, like equator is dividing Earth into two parts. Like prime meridian is also the imaginary line or imaginary point from where we started the measurement of longitude. The prime meridian is the designated line of reference for measuring longitudes. It passes through the Royal Observatory uh, in Greenwich, Greenwich in Britain, London, okay, United Kingdom. The Royal Observatory is in Greenwich was established in the 17th century, making it the international acceptable starting point for counting longitudes. The value of the prime meridian is 0 degrees longitude, and from this meridian, longitudes are counted 180 degrees both eastward and westward. Eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. अब देखते हैं ईस्टर्न हेमिस्फेयर और वेस्टर्न हेमिस्फेयर क्या है. The prime meridian and the 180 degrees meridian divide the earth into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. All locations to the east of the prime meridian are in the eastern hemisphere, while those to the west in the western hemisphere. Longitude and time relationship. The prime meridian passing through Greenwich, London, is the reference line for measuring the longitudes. When the sun is at its highest point in the sky at the prime meridian, Greenwich Mean Time actually, GMT, all places along this meridian will have midday or noon. Okay, so it means time will start from the Greenwich actually prime meridian as the Earth rotates from west to east. Places to the east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time, while those to the west will be behind its time actually. लाइक अगर हम अर्थ को देखेंगे वेस्ट से ईस्ट की तरफ जो घूमती है, तो जो ग्रेनिच के जो वेस्ट में है उधर तो ग्रेनिच ग्रेनिच से के बाद में वो वाला टाइम आएगा जो ग्रेनिच से निकल चुका है, पर तो ईस्ट में चल रही है जगह वो तो आगे चल रही है ग्रेनिच से, क्योंकि धरती तो आगे बह रही है, मतलब चले जा रही है, गोल गोल घूमे जा रही है ना, आप बोल सकते हो. while those to the west will be behind it time. कैलकुलेशन ऑफ टाइम डिफरेंस, तो कैलकुलेशन कैसे करते टाइम डिफरेंस की. The earth completes one full rotation of 360 degrees in approximately 24 hours, resulting in a rotation of 15 degrees per hour. Okay, तो 15 degrees per hour अर्थ घूमती है और 1 degrees in every 4 minutes, 1 degree in every 4 minutes में घूमती है. Therefore, for every 15 degrees of longitude difference, there is a time difference of 1 hour. Okay, 50 डिग्रीज जो भी ईस्ट में है यहाँ से ग्रेनिच से, तो वहां पे उस टाइम पे 1 घंटे ज्यादा टाइम हो रहा होगा, जो 15 डिग्री पहले है वहां पे 1 घंटे कम टाइम हो रहा होगा. एग्जाम्पल्स. 1. 15 degrees east of Greenwich. When it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time at 15 degrees east of Greenwich will be 15 times 4 is equal to 60 minutes. 15 into 4 is equal to 60. 60 minutes. 1 p.m. Okay. 2. 15 degrees west of Greenwich. When it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time at 15 degrees west of Greenwich will be behind by 1 hour. Okay, clear. It means वहाँ पे कितने बज रहे होंगे, 11 o'clock हो रहे होंगे. अगला 100 degrees 180 degrees meridians, international date line. When it is 12 noon at Greenwich, it will be midnight next day at the 180 degrees meridian. Okay, स्टैंडर्ड टाइम एंड टाइम जोन्स. अब टाइम जोन्स के बारे में बात करते हैं. To maintain uniformity in timekeeping across different regions, the Earth has been divided into 24 time zones, each covering 15 degrees of longitude. Okay, 24 time zones में divide कर दिया क्योंकि 15 degrees के gap में हम चलाते हैं सबको. Each covering of 1 hour of time difference. Okay, तो 24 time zone 24 सी hours होते हैं और 15 degrees और 15 करके 360 degrees होती हैं. Each time zones generally follows the mean solar time of a specific meridian within its boundaries, known as the standard meridian. In India, the standard meridian is at 82 1 upon 2 degrees east, 82 82 82 30 E. Actually हम कह सकते हैं 82 30 E. The local time at this meridian called Indian Standard Time. Okay, we have accepted 82 1 upon 2 or 82 30 E as our official time. E means east of uh, London. London या बोल सकते हो prime meridian is taken as the standard time for the entire country. Impact on India. Due to its vast east-west extent, due to its vast east-west extent, India stems several time zones. By adopting the standard meridian at 82 1.1 upon 2 degree as its, the country experiences relatively uniform time throughout its territory. However, even with this standardization, there can still be significant time differences between places in India. For example, Dwarka in Gujarat near 69 degrees east and might have a time difference of about 1 hour and 45 minutes compared to Dibrugarh in Assam near 94 degrees E. Okay, so it's the main process of time zones, why we have standardized the time zones. Okay, so here's your notes, or it is totally finished. Now you can download it from our Telegram channel. If you have any suggestion to improve videos, then you can also comment below. Thank you.